April 5th, 2025. Hundreds of protests spring up across the United States and in Europe as direct action against the Trump administration. This is Hands Off, a mass mobilization of hundreds of thousands taking to the streets. As stated on their website, a core principle behind Hands Off is a commitment to nonviolent action. The organization expects all participants to seek to de-escalate any potential confrontation with those who disagree with their values, and to act lawfully during the events. Issues listed at the forefront of Hands Off are topics such as the gutting of Medicare and Medicaid, jobs, bodily autonomy, schools and educational funding, veteran services, immigration policy, LGBTQ rights, and more.
Visibility truly matters, and it matters not just for me, but it matters for every young person and family member who has ever questioned whether they belong. But identity alone is not enough. Titles aren't enough, statements aren't enough, our actions must match our beliefs. As a queer Black Latina person, as someone who moves through the world with multiple truths and identities, I have felt firsthand the weight of systems that were not built for us in mind.
Because when we fight together, when we fight together, so let's win together. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
So why would you guys say you're hands off today?
Thank you for your time.
Biggest reason?
Obviously for like LGBTQ rights and stuff like that, and for the community.
Yeah.
I say the same thing for community and I guess Black lives.
Yeah. Consider yourself.
I come to all the protests whenever people get together and fight against the oppression of any of the colored people, and even the women. The women are getting a lot of raw deals nowadays, and I'm really tired of it.
I'm hands off because I work in public health, and I think that our people, all of our people, deserve more. We don't want to get measles, we don't want to get the sicknesses that are around, and especially the underserved in our area. So I'm here to just support public health and say hands off public health.
I'm out here for the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We should not be joining with these white people for the injustices of other countries. We have to come together for the injustice that this United States government has been doing to us for 400 plus years. That's why I'm out here. Yes, I'm against Trump. I'm against all the bad stuff that's happening. But that's not what we should be worried about. We should be worried about what's happening here by the white people that's in this country. Because this country is responsible and they got blood on their hands.
There are a lot of decisions that they've made that have just really annoyed the hell out of me. Everything from alienating all of our allies to really messing with everything that we depend on. Like my parents, they're going to go on Social Security soon, and eventually I'd like to be on it myself. You know, God willing, I survive, but God willing, it survives. We'll see if that happens. Of course, there's, again, a million other reasons. You know, I'm pissed that we abandoned Ukraine, like they're our ally. I'm pissed for tariff in Canada. Like international reasons, domestic reasons, there's so many reasons why. And abducting people, like that fucking sucks. Like that's not good. So yeah, that's in a nutshell why I'm here.
Resistance movement, fighting for dignity and respect and permanent protection for all undocumented immigrants in the United States. Here in Grand Rapids, we are leading 3 active campaigns to support and defend our immigrant community.
Hands off. Oh, it's just, I really hope that people that voted for Trump are now have some regrets. I mean, he kind of said what he was going to do, and we got what they voted for. I just hope some of the Republicans in Congress will get a backbone, and some of this stuff is just crazy. The tariffs that just fell, we're going to impact that for years and years. And I think about the children that are coming up. What kind of country are they going to have when they get old enough to possibly vote? I don't know what to begin. I'm just so disgusted, and hopefully I feel better now with all the people here that are upset too, and we'll try to do something constructively. And I think the 26th, I think a lot of people are going to get voted out. Things are going to get voted in, and I see some changes coming, but it's going to be a while. So we just got to hang on. It's going to be a hell of a ride.
We must condemn the repression of pro-Palestinian students, activists, and organizers. We must condemn the repression of our free speech. So I ask you here today to join me in condemning the arrest of this influential and powerful organizer. Free Emerson Wolf! Free Emerson Wolf! Free Emerson Wolf!
Emerson Wolf, the previous coordinator of the International Women's Day rally here in Grand Rapids, was arrested by police just before the West Michigan Hands-Off event. Due to the nature of the arrest, additional event staff could not safely and securely lead the march, instead opting to follow and control the crowd once they began to march the sidewalks. Following the march, Wolf had returned from county jail to deliver their speech. I was able to catch them for a brief interview after the fact.
Absolutely. I think, first of all, we need to be speaking up for Palestine. One thing I've noticed about the National Hands-Off protests is the call to action for Palestine is not there. And that's because the Democratic Party doesn't want to talk about Palestine because they've been funding it to the tune of billions of dollars for the last year and a half. And now that we have a Republican president and a Republican Congress, it's a lot easier for them to pass the buck and say, oh, you know, we supported Palestine this whole time. In reality, our institution, the institution of our government, was designed this way. U.S. imperialism, neo-colonialism, it's all part of the same system that represses people here at home. Palestine is a testing ground. We test weapons, we test tactics, we test rhetoric that we then use in communities all around the world, including here in the United States, to repress protest movements. We need to be paying attention to Palestine still, not only because our government and our hard-earned tax dollars are slaughtering women and children in the largest open-air prison in the world, but because it is the moral issue of our time.
And thank you so much for that. And real quick, is there anything else you want to say about how you were arrested this morning?
Yeah, you know, I was arrested for failure to obey the lawful order of a police officer because somebody told me to get out of the street during the last International Women's Day march. That was a month ago, and they chose to arrest me now here today as I was about to lead safety for a march of 4,000 people as opposed to the 2,500 people that showed up last month. They're not going to be able to continue doing this to our protest movements. If they do, white people need to get very, very comfortable using their positionality toward power to get arrested, to challenge the system, and to make the United States ungovernable. My name is Emerson Wolf. I'm the co-chair of Palestine Solidarity Grand Rapids. I'm on the board for the Institute for Global Education, which is a historic pro-peace nonprofit in Grand Rapids. I am also a proud socialist. Today I was arrested and I was just released from county jail. I was arrested for failure to obey the lawful order of a police officer on a warrant issued on March 13th after the International Women's Day March and Rally. I was helping safely facilitate a march of 3,000 people through the small streets of Grand Rapids, and instead of helping us, the Grand Rapids Police Department decided to repress our movement and arrest me as a figurehead. Shame on the Grand Rapids Police Department! It is our constitutionally protected right to free speech. We should be able to march in the streets to keep ourselves safe so we're not restricted to narrow sidewalks where people will open doors into us or push us into windows to try to instigate violence to repress our movements further. I was arrested and released in the matter of a couple of hours because I am white, I am educated, I am well-spoken. If I were not those things, I would still be in county lockup because I would not have access to the resources that I do today. For every white, able-bodied, affluent person here, I say it is time to get uncomfortable. It is time to put your own safety on the line to support our immigrant brothers and sisters. It is time to put your own safety at risk to support our unions. To support our trans brothers, sisters, and siblings. To support the Black Power movement and Black lives. We are at an important moment in history, not only nationally, but locally. Christopher Schur, who blatantly murdered Patrick Lyoya in cold blood, is going on trial at the end of April, and we need all of you to show up and to demand justice. And as the chair of Palestine Solidarity Grand Rapids, I would be remiss if I did not say your liberation is directly tied with the liberation